morning, guys. It's literally the morning after. Had a time last night. And I wanted to do this little segment because I think that we all, after having like a long Saturday night, after having a long just weekend debrief, whatever it is, like we need our Sundays for our Sabbath, for our time to just kind of get back to self, get back to mindfulness even before we reset in the week. I know like sometimes people just take off an entire Monday because of that, like going from a period in time of play and relaxation and switching sharply into another period of focus and structure is literally nuts. And so the morning after just serves as a time before Sunday coffee for us to just talk, for us to mentally unload before we even start journaling or anything, and for us to discuss something that most of us feel after a weekend happens: shame, burdens, guilt, all the weird stuff. Getting the weird stuff out the way and off the table before we even get into a space with others, whether that space is church, Sunday coffee, or work, or just life. So today I wanted to first discuss the theme of Sunday coffee this month. I want to do a theme every single month. Hey girl, good morning. And this month's theme is conversations with our future self. So before we can even get to being a better version of ourselves, we have to admit one thing. The better version of ourselves is different than the version that we are right now. And I thought it would be cool for us to get familiar with that version, because that version is going to have boundaries, not just for other people, but also for us. We are the main factor in where that boundary has to be set. It's not just about, oh, well, I'm going to be cutting off so-and-so, or I'm going to be answering less calls from so-and-so, or I'm going to be doing no contact with so-and-so. It has to do with, what about you? What about the habits that you've created for you that even prompted you to say that I need to have a better self? Meaning that your future self may be more avid in reading. Your future self may be more in the gym, better at eating habits, better at communication with partners and people that you want to be in relationship with. That means that, again, there has to be a distinction in what are you doing now? And so writing letters to our future selves, speaking to our future selves as if that is a person that's already manifested, allows us to not get to November and be like, nah, we really got to do better, child. Like, it allows us to get to November and realize that either we're already approaching that person or that person has already started becoming a thing. Like, that moment is already here. So in that spirit, I want us to do a quick little activity. But first things first, because again, morning after, I don't know about you, but last night I went to a comedy show, went out with a friend, we had a time, it was super cute. But when I woke up, it was like, ugh, I'm tired. Because of that, because I know that the weekend can be a lot for a lot of us, I'm just gonna take a second to do a little breathing. You can breathe with me. Just a second to just literally woosah. And in this moment, I'm thanking God for being here again today, for having another chance. I'm releasing and letting go of any weird energy and thoughts left over from yesterday or even this prior week. You ever have those moments where maybe you got into something with somebody and those thoughts keep coming out, oh, I should have said this or I should have done that. Like, child, I'm breathing in a new week. And I'm releasing everything that happened in the week prior. It's gone. It happened. I can't change it. I can only be better moving forward. That's not mine no more. Cool. So let's get to it. It's the first week of January, And already I feel like so many people were like, it's game time. We got to get into this. We got to do this. We got to do that. Like, what is some of the guilt that you're carrying with you from that? Like, is anybody feeling any kind of just like, bro, I was supposed to go to the gym. I was supposed to start reading more. I was supposed to, and look at me telling y'all my goals. I was supposed to start that project. I was supposed to launch the page. I was supposed to start posting more. I was supposed to get on my TikTok stuff before TikTok go away. So something that I did, and I didn't mean to do this, but in just planning for today, I already wrote a journal entry that I'm going to share about the guilt that I brought with me from this first week. I started this week, guys, in so much shame. I had made a decision, and it's my fault. I'm an oversharer, and I've learned as I've gotten older to overshare with only certain people. But even in that oversharing, I'm learning maybe we don't overshare with nobody for real. Like maybe some things are sacred. Like we literally don't have to overshare with anybody, you know? And in my brain, there was a time where I didn't think that to be true. I thought that in friendship and relationships, you give all of you. You tell the people close to you everything. And that's just not true. Like, so maybe we don't do that no more, you know? Because I'm dealing with the consequences of that. I told my friends I was making a decision last year, and I ended up making a different decision. And I feel good about that decision. They hate that decision. They, and have all rights to not be happy with it, have all rights to feel like this is what I see for you, this is what I want for you, and I'm thinking that if you do this, this is the outcome that you'll get. And they are people, and I respect them and love them, so they have every right to feel the ways that they feel. But the way that I felt, and not that anyone made me feel, but the way that I felt was like, man, like, now I feel guilty for even sharing so much to put other people in a position to box me into this is the way that you have to go moving forward. And so I wrote a journal entry about it in Sunday Coffee fashion. I'm going to go ahead and share that. And in listening to this, if you guys decide to write something similar, I really encourage it. It was my debrief about just what did you feel shame over not doing this week as you planned? What is the guilt that you're feeling currently about what you left behind or what you did in 2024? What does that look like? And what is the weight of the expectations right now on you that just don't fit you? What does that feel like for your spirit, for your body, for your mind? What is that? So this week, I struggled with honesty and the consequences of being an oversharer. I attempted to make a decision last year that I didn't follow through with, and my friends were clear that they were disappointed, even jokingly and casually bringing up considering ending our friendship, which is very tough for me. I have, I don't know what to call it. I'm not currently in therapy. I'm sure there's a fancy term for it, but I struggle with feeling like good things will leave me sometimes. So even for them, it was very jokey, like, girl, I was about to have to take a step back. And for me, it was like, my heart broke a little bit, you know? And the whole thing felt very icky, and it hurt my feelings to an extent. And I found myself trying to justify my choices, and even after speaking to my friends, I found myself being very judgmental of myself until I realized, girl, let these people love you through this. Y'all just gonna have to love me through this, because your disappointment is not my shame. Love me like you say you do. Let me know when I'm crossing a line, if I'm betraying your trust, and either give me a chance to make it right, or let me know if I can't. Either way, your disappointment is not my shame. So it was a very short journal entry, but it allowed me to just kind of identify what it is that I was feeling, because I come from a Caribbean family. You're not allowed to be sensitive. You're not allowed to have like emotions, because at the end of the day, like, and what I do love about Caribbean life is that real stuff is going on. Like, people got real things going on. Like, it is a luxury that we have that I have here in my experience in America, where like we get to be stressed out about things like, oh, the curtains that I ordered didn't come in the shade that I thought it would come in, and I just don't know. And I love that. I love being dramatic and crying about a little ridiculous thing that is fixable and has a solution and is not going to end my world or livelihood in any way. But where I come from, we don't do that. Like it's never that deep. Nothing is that deep. And so I beat myself up sometimes for having emotions. It makes me feel weak to be like, something hurt my feelings, or I didn't like this, or blah blah blah. I also don't like being punished for having emotions. If I say that something hurt my feelings and then you take away honesty from me, you're like, well, I don't want to hurt your feelings again, so let me just say it this way. It's okay. My feelings are hurt. I'll survive. My feelings been hurt since I was in the 2nd grade, probably kindergarten. Yeah. So like, I've been surviving through hurt feelings. I can handle it, you know? But writing this allowed me to identify, yes, my feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt not because of why you think they're hurt, but because I'm allowed to change my mind. I'm allowed to make decisions that you don't agree with. I'm allowed to be an adult and make my own choices, even if they feel poor to those around me. And I'm also allowed to make the mistake of oversharing. I'm allowed that. But in speaking to my future self, what does that look like? The 2024 me did a lot of venting, right? But future me, she's a therapy girl. You know? She's a girl on the couch, sitting across from a professional and saying the things and allowing someone with a degree and with an actual responsibility to assist me with the tools to mental progression. She's guiding me, okay? I'm listening to her advice. I'm taking it with grains of salt, because at the end of the day, she don't know me and I might be lying in the session a little bit. But either way, the future me is a therapy to me, okay? The future me is not a venting me. Because it is not fair also to our loved ones, the weight that we put on them sometimes to be our everything, to be our saviors, to be our heroes, to be the thing that brings us back together when we're falling apart, and then also watch us put ourselves again in situations that cause us to fall apart. You know, it's just not fair all around. I often say that it is not fair to put the weight of community on two people, meaning like in a relationship, but it's also not fair to put the weight of therapy on our friends who are not therapists. So that was something that I'm glad that I just wrote out and got out. I encourage you guys to do the same. Like, what are the things that just made you feel not okay? What are the things you can't say out loud that didn't make you feel okay? And how are you dealing with that? And what is the next step for it? So on the road to my future self, I had to let go of my past guilt. That's not just me. That is all of us. On the road to our future selves, we have to let go of all of the things that are not ours. Like I kept saying, your disappointment is not my shame. I don't have to be ashamed because you're disappointed. I can allow you to be disappointed, and I can still love you, and you can still love me, and we can be okay. So today at Sunday Coffee, for those of you coming, we are going to be writing a letter to our future self, a little more specific than this, and a different theme. It's going to be much more upbeat. I know this was a little goth, a little emo, but at Sunday Coffee, it's the first Sunday Coffee of the year. It's the first Sunday Coffee of 2025. It's going to be fabulous. So we're going to be doing an upbeat letter to self that we get to write, and we do not get to open again until December 31st. No cheating. So if you are not able to join in person because you are away for the holidays or whatever, you can still join the Patreon. It is Patreon Things to Do in Atlanta. I will have the prompts there for you because we are going to be putting up a prompt wall today. So that people will be able to just grab a prompt, sit at the table, do their thing. This is happening at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Condessa Coffee. So I cannot wait to see you guys there. I cannot wait for the amazing year we are going to have with Sunday Coffee. I cannot wait to meet my goal of filling up the coffee shop, because I just know that it's happening sometime soon. And whether it is one person across the table for me or 20, I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with today. So on that note, got a little affirmation for you. I am not my mistakes. I am not my shame. I am worthy of the future I dream of. My future self is only steps away from today. Say that one more time. I am not my mistakes. I am not my shame. I am worthy of the future I dream of. My future self is only steps away from today. You felt that, huh? My dog felt that too. So see you guys later. Happy Sunday. And go write about it.